Hey, girl. Hey, girl.
Yes.
So I today partook in some gay cinema.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
I don't know what you thought I was gonna. You thought I was gonna say gay
I,
sex?
I mean, I don't know what was about to come out of your mouth because when you said it like that, I was like, "What? Wait, what?" So,
Yeah.
okay, go ahead. Tell me about the gay cinema.
So I saw Bros.
Okay, how did you like it?
It was a it was a movie I saw.
Got it. Got it.
Have you seen it yet?
No, no, I
Okay.
haven't.
So, in talking with my husband about it, it's like four different movies trying to be one.
Uh-huh.
You can tell that Judd Apatow saw it and was like, "Yeah, I think this is good." It's too much. Like it's too much. Either there's the movie that's like the kitschy like gay one that's got all the stars in it, that all of a sudden
Right.
random appearances, and like
Right.
that was perhaps the best done one, right?
All the little side guest stars.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Like I don't know if you know who all's in there, but it's
I know there's a lot of people. I've been seeing like all the different trailers with all of the different like actors that we
yes,
all know. Yeah.
yes. Like there's that. Then there's the like workplace buddy part of it. Like that seems like a separate movie. I
Got it.
wish it focused on that.
Got it.
Then there's the rom com part, but then there's also like him interacting with another group of people.
What?
Like it's maybe four different movies. The thing that I will say that it gets right, the thing that I will say, and this is true for all rom coms, it got sex right.
Awesome.
Like it did. There was nothing grotesque, nothing like grotesque. Gay sex and grotesque, but there was nothing to like in your face
Right.
sexual about it. But
Right.
they did have some sex like
Yeah.
in one part. Are you gonna? When's the next time you're gonna see this movie? You ever gonna see this movie?
I'll see it at some point.
Okay. There's a scene like it's very early on where they go to have a threesome or foursome, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's just sort of there and going on, and like yeah, it's. I have either been in or know somebody who's been in every single one of the situations of the sex. So,
Dang.
like, yeah,
Okay.
it's nothing too out there. It's completely believable, at least gay sex wise. So yeah, I that part was good. Um, I would not have cast either Billy Eichner, even though I know he wrote it, um, or the other dude in the role.
I mean,
Like
I so I haven't did I tell you about the argument that I got in?
about the what?
The argument that I got in.
No.
Oh, okay. That's why I'm having the reaction that I'm having right now.
What,
So I got
what
into a
was
giant
this in
argument.
on your was this on your TV show? Okay, go on, girl.
I got in a art like a my argument, my kind of argument. Like I
Uh
got
huh.
in a full on because they were trying to equate essentially the terrible first week box office. And two of the people on the panel were like, "See, this is why we can't have stuff nice," and da 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 da. And I was like, first of all, and it got into a very deep thing, and everything was like kind of on the surface until, for whatever reason, the host, who I know that he likes to stick his foot in things to get stuff going, but he like compared it and likened it to black people showing up for Tyler Perry movies, and I was I was the conversation took a very sharp turn at that point. And so yeah, it actually was it got so bad that I think it went maybe like 10 minutes long. Like it was supposed to be like a 3 minute part. And I
I,
think it
I
went, yeah.
I will say this about Tyler Perry movies, right? There's a few that are for me, most are not for me.
But the
But
thing
the
is
good things he does for the black community
right.
outweigh
But that's
everything.
that's what
Like,
I was saying
and
to
not just
him.
black community, poor community.
Just poor
Like,
community. Just communities are just color in general. Like, but that was what I was telling him too, is like he is. I mean, I told him, I said, you are comparing apples to oranges right now. I said, these are two completely different worlds. I said, his origin story is not like Billy Eichner's origin story. I said, I said, Billy Eichner is something that was thrown on us that we're all supposed to just accept that this is our new star. And not all of us think he's funny.
So I think it was funny. The part I do not like about it is very preachy about gay history. And there are some parts that it's okay, right? Like there's a scene where his boyfriend tells him to tone it down because he doesn't want to be embarrassed by it. And like,
wait, the straight dude tells him to tone it down?
No, his boyfriend, like, who is more straight. He's from more rural upstate New York as opposed to
the bro of the bros.
The bro of the bros. Right. So but the thing is, that's not what he meant. He just meant to cool it for a goddamn second while you're around my parents, because they don't need to know about all the gay history. They just want to come to New York and enjoy themselves.
Right.
Which maybe it wasn't phrased correctly, but same time, it was very preachy. Like, very preachy.
I'm just like, so we had a time with that, and it was a lot. My mom texted me after. She was like, good job.
Does your mom like Tyler Perry movies?
She likes some of them, not all of them. She likes some of them.
Like, some of them are pure trash.
I mean, like, and that's the thing, right? It's for me, because to be very clear, we could have had this argument for like a half an hour, and I would have been, me, I would have been just as crazy about the half hour as I was at the beginning of the conversation. And what's so crazy to me is that, like, the Black community freely acknowledges and makes fun of and points out all the problems with.
Yep.
But none of the people in the community turn around and be like, "You're not Black. You're not. Oh, see, you're the reason why." Like, nobody does that. Some of his movies are terrible, and some of those weaves are terrible, and some of those wigs are terrible, and some of those makeup are terrible.
Girl.
And it's questionable hiring of these shirtless male models and they can't act. But he keeps casting them somehow. Lord knows, right?
Girl,
it's like
the oh god, what the Boondocks? With Tyler Perry.
That Boondocks episode was one of the greatest things that has ever happened for the Black community.
Then the Black man from Law and Order comes in.
I mean, for real, like, that was. I mean, I'm surprised that Tyler Perry didn't try to have that thing banned after that episode, because woo, they said a lot of what everybody says.
He probably laughed his ass off at it. I
hope so, because otherwise, if he didn't,
girl, God, I may have to go and find that and watch that if you had a moment with them, because how many of them was it? Was it you versus the world?
No, there's two of us, and the other one is just as opinionated as I am. So it was
Were they white?
So the panel that day was.
Were they white?
Yes, two Latin.
Were they
white
cis?
Latin. Yes.
Were they they were white cis gay men?
Well, one is white cis gay man. The other white cis gay man actually was on our side because he's 23. So of course he is, like, on our side. The white cis woman, she's Latin, but she's like Latin white. She was in the middle, kind of in the neutral zone, sort of. And the poor guy to the left of me, he's like Cuban. He just looked like, I don't even know where I should insert a word in here.
Girl, speaking of not knowing where to insert a word in, do you know that we've got a Patreon?
Shut
listeners,
up.
if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim.
Love it. Yes.
Did you know we have another podcast?
Yes, I'm very excited.
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. Dear listeners, look it up whenever you get your podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
Yes.
If you go to MimsMaim.com, you can get a shirt and some other things. I thought I'd do the opposite since, being excited didn't work. I thought maybe, being real bored with it.
Oh,
Maybe
I thought you were going to say
work.
yourself. I thought you were going to say yourself. So.
What, bored with myself?
No, I thought you were going to say
this before we get to this episode.
Yes.
There's one scene that I felt seen in the movie.
Oh, no, which one?
Billy Eichner's standing there, and the dude who he ends up with comes up to him and says, "Are you angry?" He's like, "No, everybody just thinks I'm angry, and that's just how I look when I'm standing here."
Wow.
This is season 3, episode 21, the last humorously dressed bellhop in Atlanta.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Billy Eichner actually does. He looks angry all of the time. When you look at his press photos, I'm like, he can't even really smile because his face doesn't operate like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just,
and another thing that I felt seen by Billy Eichner, he has, and they talk about it, he has concave chest, which is something I have.
You have a concave chest?
Yeah.
How did I never know that?
It's because I'm hairy.
Very
hairy, and it hides it.
Yeah, but we used to go swimming at your house all the time.
You wouldn't have known what that was at that age. You wouldn't have paid a lick of attention.
Isn't that nice how youth are? Like, we don't even notice things like that.
Like race.
Right? We're colorblind at that age. We're
drag queens. We just don't care.
We don't care.
So where's Sugarbakers?
Oh, I'm so excited about this episode. It's one of my favorite
ones. And Suzanne got a traffic ticket.
Wait, but Suzanne doesn't drive bad, does she?
Well, it was for reckless driving because she has all the mirrors turned toward herself so she can look at them.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. That's
And Anthony was like, "Don't you ever get tired of looking at yourself in the mirror?" And Julia's like, "Excuse me, I can answer that." The answer is, in fact, no. When she was younger, our mama, Perky, noticed she would look at plate glass windows at herself. So when she started crying, her mama just put a little mirror over the bed so she would just stare at herself and shut up.
It's genius, actually. It's genius.
Yeah, I mean, would it work for you?
No, I don't like looking at myself.
Me either, really.
Not my thing. Yeah.
You've seen my drag.
Stop.
Well, no, part of the reason it's gotten so bad now is I don't have any contacts right now. So I have to take off my glasses and get right up in the mirror. And
oh, Lord. They have those have you seen those flip up glasses for that? Like for makeup, doing your makeup, it's like one lens flips up so you can do one eye, then.
No, girl. Do they have it at not sponsored I Buy Direct?
I can't remember.
Or at sponsored. What's the other one that starts with a Z?
Zenny.
Zenny, yeah.
Yeah, my good old Zennies. Yeah.
Not sponsored either of those.
I can't remember where I saw that from, but yeah, they're like special glasses for ladies to do their eye makeup.
Feels like something from the 1950s, doesn't it?
It does.
I love watching the things from department stores where they make the powder for the women. Like that shit was bad for you too. Like talc everywhere.
It's terrible.
Talc, metals, horrible. We'll get more to cosmetic chemistry in the Euslamy episode.
Yes, we will, girl. Okay, let's just get through this one because these are technically for me. This week is maybe my peak week because these are two of my all-time favorites on both of the shows.
Well, Suzanne is depressed.
But why? She's so beautiful.
Because she went out last night with her current beau, and the nurse argued with her to get the veal cutlass because it was on special to save money.
Where do you think they were eating at?
I don't know. The Ritz-Carlton?
I mean, it's like, but on special, it's like what?
K&S?
Oh Lord, not
K&W. The one in Cary was K&S. It was fancy. It was full of old rich people.
Yes. Maybe they were at the Vance. Sorry.
I don't know. Orion Steakhouse?
Girl. They have I don't know. I mean, I appreciate them because somehow their steaks are butter flavored. I don't know how they do. It's like you bite it, you're like, this doesn't even taste like meat.
Speaking of butter flavored things, have you eaten at a Culver's yet? Y'all have them down there? Okay.
Nope.
So they're Wisconsin based custard place. Okay. But they have something called a butter burger, which is a burger that is like, it's a thin patty that's usually 2 per thing, but they're cooked with like a patty of butter inside of them.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, girl, they are greasy. Their fish sandwiches are delicious if you like cod or haddock.
I love it so much. Is it like fried fish?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, please sign me up.
Girl, let me also
now.
tell you, their pot roast sandwich.
Ooh.
Slap yo mama. I ain't slapping your mama.
No,
you can slap
don't.
your mama.
I'm not doing that. I don't have a death wish.
Hold on. It's Big Sister Maim. Slap your mama good.
Although she'll slap me back too. So I mean,
what, Big Sister Maim or
yeah, they'll both slap me back. So you know, I've been slapped at both of them at some point in time. Actually,
you just have that slappable face. It's okay.
I think it's my cheeks.
It's your voice. Anyway.
That too. Especially Big Mama Maim.
Oh, God. Lord. Where are we at? So Charlene and Maryjo are here. And they were at the Old Miramar Hotel.
Okay.
And like the Old Miramar Hotel had asked for them to redo it, but they said no when they saw the price.
Oh Lord.
And the owner was like, no, that is way too expensive. Look at these pants. I've had these pants and they're as good today as when I agreed to Mamie Eisenhower. And the fabric was so shiny that Mamie Eisenhower could probably seen her face in it. And to which Suzanne's like, what kind of fabric was it?
That sounded like something I would ask.
Yeah.
Also, we both know men like that.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
As soon as you, I was like, I know older men like that.
And probably still has those pants from Mamie Eisenhower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember my mom, one of my mom's friends, I think it was their father or something like that passed away, and they were like, oh, I think they're the same size as Josh, maybe he wants some of their clothes. And this is literally like a man who was like in his 70s, 80s. Yes. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of love the clothes. I got some pants. I was like, these are not bad. I like them. But my mom, who is always much better with me as far as social cues, she realized very quickly that I literally was wearing like old man slacks and old man dress pants around just as if it were normal. And she herself was like, I don't think those are gonna work. Oh, my family was always looking out for my own self-interest.
I mean, girl, you were just ahead of the curve with like dressing, right? Like,
yes, I don't know. I never realized that like clothes had like a time period attached to them. I just thought pants are pants, not like.
You know that's not necessarily true anymore, right?
What do you mean?
So there's a thing happening in fashion because of TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and all the social medias.
The young people stuff.
The young people. And it's becoming a problem for the fashion like industry that they don't know where trends are going or how to set them because everything is all at once all the time.
Oh. No.
So there's no like trends. It is I wear what I want, and it is there.
I mean, I had a feeling that was coming when the whole cottagecore thing came back.
Uh-huh.
And, like, Target was selling those like Little House on the Prairie dresses, which
they,
I was
they were
into.
ugly.
I was into them.
You were?
I was like, yes, this is everything.
They were so ugly.
I know, but I loved how ugly they were. It was so great to me.
Well, they think Reggie Mac was there.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Like Reggie Mac that stole Suzanne's money?
Yes, he's a bellhop / singer.
I don't remember Suzanne saying he was a singer.
He's not.
Oh, okay.
So we go to the hotel, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's this little man, that guy, gay man.
Yes. By the way,
Uh-huh.
I did some research because I was like, oh, I remember that guy from the 80s. That guy dated the other little gay that guy.
Leslie Jordan?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my.
I can't even imagine what that relationship was.
Girl, 2 screaming bottoms do not make a top. That's why. So, dear listeners, we in the gay community, we have tops, bottoms, versatiles, and sides, right? Like we got all sorts of different things. Sometimes 2 bottoms will get together and they will form a long-lasting relationship. However, us being gay men, we are very sex positive, and that's where thruples happen, because then you have to bring in at times somebody to do something else, right?
Do the deed.
Or you just open up the relationship, or you have sex toys, or you whatever works for you, right? Like
That's
whatever
right.
you need to do.
Whatever you need to do,
right,
to get it done.
Right, exactly. I am all for, dear listeners, if you are having sex and it is boring sex, you love the person you're with, but you're having boring sex, and you aren't advocating for yourself in the bedroom, you ain't got nothing to say about it, right? Like, you should advocate for yourself. Bring in a toy.
Advocate for yourself. Advocate for yourself.
I like to think that I have good sex. There we go.
What? That was a little weird.
Why? Do you think that you have good sex?
Just the way you said it. It was like, I'd like to think I have good sex.
Yes. I said it weird on purpose.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
so because at first I was like, was that just me? Did I think that was weird?
No. I did a little stop in there to make it a little off kiltering on purpose. Every once in a while I do things on purpose. Very rarely. But do you think you have good sex?
I guess so. I don't know.
You need to start advocating for yourself if you're not.
Like, what does somebody call? I don't know. What does somebody call bad sex? Like, what is? Because like
I've never had bad sex before.
I guess so. Yeah, I suppose.
Like when you get done with it, you're like, well, that happened. And I could.
Well, by definition, if that's your reaction afterward, then yes, I have had bad sex. Yes,
that is the definition.
Because I think of like bad sex as like, oh my god, get off of me! Like
no.
Bad sex
Like, that's sexual assault.
No, I don't mean get off of me like that. I just mean like, oh my god, I'm done. Go. Like that's what I mean. Like you know, like I'm done.
That's real bad sex.
I'm going to get a bagel, right? Like,
the line is, I got done. I mean, I got my jollies. They weren't the best jollies I've ever had, and it like I would have been more fulfilled eating a payday.
Now that we're saying it and talking about it, it's like now it's all starting to rush back. Like, yes, I've had bad.
or maybe not payday, but a score bar. A score bar would have been better than this.
I've had bad sexual experiences. Yes, the answer is yes.
Wait, what's the most mediocre candy bar out there?
A zero bar?
No, I love a zero bar.
What?
Whatchamacallit, maybe?
No. You know what I hate? The one that I hate the most?
I didn't say hate. I said mediocre.
No, I hate it because it's mediocre.
Okay.
What's that weird one, the Take 5 or whatever that Hershey
Yes, there
made?
you go. A Take 5 bar. Yes, like
Let's just throw everything in layers on this bar and just see who likes it. What?
or the Bobo Butterfinger. A Charleston Chew, right? Like you had a Charleston Chew, and you're like,
you're triggering me again.
This is better.
Me.
This is better than the sex I just had. A Tootsie Roll. You had a Tootsie Roll. Hey, Tootsie Roll.
Ironically.
Girl, speaking of Tootsie Rolls, and we'll get back to this episode. Have you tried the fall flavored Tootsie Rolls?
I haven't had a Tootsie Roll in a very long time.
They taste like a Yankee candle. Like,
but that's how Tootsie Rolls normally taste.
But not like they're waxy, but they don't taste like the flavoring in them.
Everything you're saying right now.
Well, Reggie Mac is singing "Proud Mary."
Girl, I holler.
So they come in, and Suzanne's like, "Oh my God, that's him."
Biden.
And Maryjo's like, "Well, don't go near him. What if he's dangerous?" Suzanne's like, "I'm the dangerous one. I'm gonna kill him." So then Reggie Mac Dawson is going to sing a song with some, and I quote, zesty black dialect.
I
the shark eyes, shiny teeth there.
Oh my gosh. I for a little bit I was like, this is what a musical act with Mims would be like. This is it.
I can at least carry a tune better than that.
Girl,
I really can if I try and practice.
That Proud Mary,
you just have never seen me try and practice.
Never, ever.
Because it was not explained to me the one time you would have seen it how to try and practice.
I guess people just thought
nothing was explained to me that entire time. I did 0 line reading. I did nothing. I don't think you understand how poorly Ms. B taught this to non-choral people.
Oh my gosh. I guess, you know what? I just thought of it too, right? About how you were kind of disadvantaged.
Uh-huh.
Because so many of us, like, we were doing a lot of stuff like in our music classes that you weren't taking any of those classes. So you literally just came to practice like, what am I doing?
And like, so the thing that I learned the most was the choreography that I was really bad at.
Oh no, I can see it in my head right now.
The grapevines?
Jeez. Oh.
Why was she step ball changing us? Why were we doing all of this stuff? All we had to do was a simple grapevine around. Why was she doing all of this shit?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you see, when you watch the movie that won Oscars, they're literally just grapevining around. And then they're done. Because the scene's not that long. You need to get to the other side. You don't need to do all this bullshit in between. She was trying to have her moment.
You are having a moment right now.
Girl, I am.
Good gracious.
So Suzanne's going to request a song. She's going to go up there and request Limestone Cowboy. It's Rhinestone Cowboy. So she sits down right beside Reggie Mac.
Oh my God.
And just looks, I want my money. So they go back and forth for a minute. And Julia's like, let's call the police, Suzanne.
Literally, call the police.
Well, he's like, I can't go anywhere. Mr. Flagbow only gives me one break a week. And she just gets on that microphone. Mr. Flagbow, Reggie Mac is taking his break right now.
Oh, this is such a good episode.
It's so crazy. So we're at Sugar Bakers. And Reggie Mac goes through this long ass story of where he was.
Whew.
Eventually, he was in a room with a Nigerian and drank his liquor past a tick mark, and the Nigerian lost his mind. And he was going by Ron Reagan Jr. at the time. The side glances,
which Ron Reagan Jr. at that point he would be like not even in his like mid-20s at that point.
I mean, the looks that Suzanne is giving the audience / the other girl, it's fantastic. Like this is a great character acting for all of them right here.
Oh my gosh.
So Charlene's just sitting there with her bad perm. That perm is like the big chair of this season. You can tell where the seasons, like different parts of the season happen.
She got that post-wedding perm, honey.
That oh god, it's such trash.
The PWP.
It's such trash, which makes me wonder if her hair was actually a wig a lot of the time, and she was just this is her actual hair for some reason.
No, that's actually a good question. I feel like this is her real hair.
Yeah, but it usually looks thicker, right? But then again, a perm and a blowout will do that.
Yes,
she should just washed her hair.
Too much dry shampoo.
Reggie Mac suggests he does her taxes.
Yes, you're so nice.
She just nice. Has this look of fuck that on her face. But we find out that Reggie Mac does really love Suzanne. He even went to Miss Georgia World Electric Co-op, which nobody went to.
I would have loved that pageant.
And Reggie Mac wasted all of her money, but he did buy her something.
What did he buy her?
A circus.
Okay. All right. That is a thing.
So we fast forward a little bit, and Julia's like, do you feel bad, or is it Maryjo? One of them asks if Suzanne feels bad about turning him over to the cops. And she's like, no, absolutely not. Are you crazy? I was worried that we weren't going to get anything out of him, if we turn him over to the cops about my money.
I love when Maryjo's like, it was pretty sad when he was clinging to my leg.
Uh-huh. Well, we found out the circus is coming all the way from Athens.
Greece?
Georgia.
Oh.
And to which Suzanne at the very end of this says, I always thought today was going to be a real donkey day. Now Circus is coming to town with my name on it.
Oh, local circuses. I remember those back then.
Yeah.
Like,
did you ever go to the Outer County Fair?
Oh yeah.
So you know that thing, the I don't know what it's called, the whirly thing that's like the metal thing that has the seats, and the seats spin and the big thing spin, so it's double spinning. So we got on one of those. That used to be my favorite ride. It was like one of my favorite rides. Sat down in it, and the whatever you want to call them, the worker who had two teeth, one pointing north, one pointing south.
It's a Hagley and Bagley's brother.
Yeah, he is a Ukamaka Waka Talk, if you didn't know. Hit that button and crank that speed all the way up. Girl, I was 7. I threw up. I have never thrown up on a ride there since. I threw up.
I think my favorite carnival ride always was the Gravitron. That was always my favorite. I feel like that's probably a sign that I might be into like restraint play. I don't know. It's like, because that used to be my favorite part, right? Is like it used to literally be the feeling of trying to get up, trying to move your arms, and everything was like just like the force of gravity was keeping you just like
plastered. So my mother was in one when she was younger.
Yes. And
it was one of the ones that the floor went down on.
Oh gosh.
Because it used to be instead of like the Graviton where it was like the sliding things you're on, you slide up.
Right.
The floor would go down, like you'd stay in the same place, the floor would go down a little.
Nope. I would not be into that.
Make it up to speed for somebody's weight, and they fell down into the hole. Had to stop the ride.
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I remember. Do you remember that there was it was like a local like circusy thing, and they used to build. It used to be over there by the highway where the old what was it? The Gateway. What was the Four Cinema one that was across the
Yeah.
Do you remember that? And it always was. It was almost every year they would do it. It would rain, so it would be terribly muddy.
Yeah.
Oh man. That
So
was
the Dixie Classic Fair is no longer the Dixie Classic Fair, if you didn't know.
Is it because of the word Dixie?
Yeah, they just call it the Classic Fair now.
I bet there was protest about it.
Nah, nobody in Winston cared.
Taking our culture.
So Anthony's here,
Hey,
and he brought
Anthony.
some books about the circus for Suzanne.
Oh, okay.
So when Anthony was younger, we find out that he had a man come by with a burro, that they could ride, and for 10 cents you could see a naked lady, and for 5 cents you could see a two-headed monkey in a jar. He doesn't understand why he never saw the lady. Then Maryjo, when she was younger, outside their local Pick and Save,
Yes.
or whatever it is, I don't know which one it was, outside her local Pick and Save, that there was an 800-pound man. Well, so she paid a dime to go in and see him, and it was just like him in a T-shirt with like
Cascades of fat.
cascades of fat. And she just said, hello. And he said, hello, how you doing? Fine. And she ran out. He was back there the next year at 900 pounds. They say they float him in the tank. But she didn't actually go and see him. And Charlene says, well, you won't remember him the way he was.
I love the dialogue in this episode so
yeah.
much. It's like nonsensical and just, it felt to me like almost real, like real how people really talk. I did think it was interesting that if this was present day, that guy would have a TV show on the Learning Channel or TLC. I'm going to call it the Learning Channel.
You know that she's the My Big Fat Fabulous Life is from Greensboro, right?
No.
Yeah, and I think that isn't I Am Jazz from? Didn't they move from North?
Oh
Carolina?
yeah, I am Jazz is from West Palm Beach.
But didn't they move from North Carolina to down there?
I don't think so. I think that's where they've been. That show's taken such a turn ever since she really got into transitioning because her hormones are out of whack and she gained a lot of weight. So that's become the focus of the show.
I follow the two brothers on Instagram because I think they're cute, but they're straight. The twins.
Oh, I've never watched the show. I just see trailers.
I haven't either, dear.
I just see trailers for it.
He just came up because I was like through, I get hashtag LGBT and he's all about pride and stuff. And I was like, oh, you're cute. Who are you? And then it came back up and I was like, oh, you got a twin brother. Who are you? And then it started coming up with Jazz. I'm like, God damn it. Well, I'm not going to follow you because that's effort. So,
jeez.
But no, My Big Fat Fabulous Life. She's based in Greensboro.
That's
I think
really funny.
I think that somebody we know actually knows her.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, truly.
So Suzanne comes in, and this morning she was eating her breakfast bar.
Uh-huh.
Her Nutri girl.
Exactly. We were just talking about that.
And the circus lost their reservations because they were running late because they had to come through the mud and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Reggie Mac's here, and he posted bail.
Yes. Because he had a little bit of money set aside,
Well, he got her a gift. It is a blue sequin gown with a crown.
Spoiler alert.
She's going to come in a gold coach with white horses.
I love it. I want it for myself.
What'd you say? What, dear?
I said I love it and I want it for myself.
I was about to say, speak into the microphone.
I want it for myself.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Speaking of wanting things for ourselves, are we going to get our face beat at Merle Norman?
I mean, you're not going to be here that many days, right?
We can are you first? I've got a question for you, dear listeners. I'm going to Florida in March for 2 days. I Are you taking any time off?
I mean, I'll take time off the entire time you're here for the 2 days.
Okay, good. I didn't know if you were taking Thursday and Friday off.
Are you being serious right now? I haven't seen.
My flight got pushed to earlier on Thursday.
I take it back.
Girl, no, I do not expect you to. I do not expect me to make
I
it on
take
this
it all
flight, but I
back.
will.
I take
But
it all
like,
back. I
girl,
mean, the other half of me will be up, so he can come pick you up because he'll be up.
girl,
He up.
I'll have a car. I do not like being restricted.
That's why you like that fiber so much.
That's exactly right.
I don't like being restricted. Restricted to what?
That's true. Or I could just get an Uber, but whatever. It's at like 7 o'clock in the damn morning. I'm gonna be on a plane at 6 o'clock in the morning to get down there like 7:30.
That sounds gross.
Ain't it though? It was originally 11 to noon.
I don't like it.
Me either. But it's all to see you, girl. It's all to see you.
No, it's not. It's to see Rita Rudner.
And you.
Yeah.
You just happen to be there.
That's exactly. That's why you're here for like an all of 2 days. Just the exact.
I don't like going to places for longer than that.
What are you talking about? For longer than 2 days?
Yes, I'm a 2 to 3 day kind of person.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not.
Don't be offended.
I'm not offended. It's not offensive, or I'm not being. Wait, what's happening? Never mind.
Also, flights, if you do anything like weirder than that, get very expensive very quickly.
What do you?
Hey, girl, the real thing. Here's the real reason, other than all this bullshit. I'm using all my time at the new job to go to Denmark, so I only got like 2 days left at that time.
Wait. So are you going? So you're only going to Denmark for 2 days?
No. What I'm saying is I'm using up all my time off to go to Denmark, and then I found out about Rita Rudner after Denmark, so I
understand.
And then I also got to take time off around Christmas because I ain't working at Christmas. So
I get it. I understand
you do.
now.
You should.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than that other part you just said.
Than the lies I told you.
I was like, what are you talking about? 2 days? What? What?
Well, so it's a little bit later on, and Suzanne's gotten all of the people like Maryjo and everyone to house all of the circus people.
Yes, we get to see all the circus folks.
And Maryjo was sending people to different places, and one of them, who is that guy little person, like
he is.
I don't know who his name is.
He was in a lot of stuff back then.
Yes, he was in a lot of stuff. Asks if Maryjo, what's her house like, and if she has a pool. And Maryjo's like, I don't know why. It's I put so much care into this about him and the pool. I don't.
She apologizes, and she's like, "Why did I apologize?"
Yeah, the trapeze woman comes over and asks Julia for pasty glue.
Yes,
and Julia's like, I do not own a pasty.
I mean, literally, like, she could have just used eyelash glue. I'm sure Suzanne had eyelash glue.
What are you talking about? Her eyelashes are natural.
I mean, they were natural in the person that they took the hair from.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you think they're real hair?
I have a feeling that it was probably a requirement.
Okay. I didn't know. But are they real human hair, do you think?
Oh, I don't know. From back then, I don't know.
I didn't even know that they made real hair eyelashes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ugh,
yeah.
Gross. I'd rather have plastic. I'm sorry. That's something too close to my eyes to. What's up later on?
Oh.
And Suzanne's in her getup. She's complaining because Reggie Mac Dawson's late.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony comes in and she's like, hey, did you happen to see a gold carriage with 8 white horses outside? And Anthony's like, I know, but I can go back out and check. So Julia's like, hey, Suzanne, you should just give up on the horses. You should give up on Reggie Mac. He always lets you down. It's always a lie. And Suzanne's like, I just want this one time for it to be right and real. And Reggie Mac enters, and he's in a tuxedo.
Lord, look at Reggie Mac looking like a fancy boy.
And so they leave. He's like, I'm going to go take you, and you're going to have the spotlight on you when you go up to the circus and everything. So they leave, but immediately the cops are there. And Reggie Mac gets a ticket. And he's like, the cop gets on the phone. He's like, yeah, I need you to come on over here with the wrecker. And like, I
go
call animal
impound it.
control.
You're impounding the carriage and taking animal control on the horse.
He's like, oh my God, I need to take a tranquilizer. So there's something about that word that's so funny. And he goes off to the bathroom. And Suzanne just looks at the cop and says, do you know who I am? Yes, ma'am, you have an unlicensed pig, and threatens lives with an AR-15 assault rifle, an unlicensed AR-15 assault rifle. She's like, well, yes, that's me.
That's me. You do know me.
So a man comes in, just randomly.
Yes. I know, did not knock either.
No, he just walks in. I guess the door was open.
I mean, he was the vampire.
He's looking for Bobby Bojangles.
Bobby Bojangles.
And they're like, well, he's in the bathroom right now. He's not feeling well. What are you here for? He's like, well, I need to talk about the circus. He wanted to buy the circus, and he's like a band who's been working for me, and I'd rather just talk to him. And Julie's like, well, he's not feeling well at all, and I'm his sister. She could just tell me. Turns out he had insufficient funds, and the check bounced.
Shocker.
Well, later on, we're at Slim's bar. Reggie Mac Dawson is playing the piano, singing, and he reads a letter to Suzanne about his next venture being, because the Peruvian gold coins fell through, his next adventure about glacier ice. Do-do-do-do-do. Hey, man.
Yes.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia World?
You already know who Mr. World's going to be.
Who is it?
Honey, Suzanne Sugarbaker and that god-awful blue nightmare at the end. I loved it and hated it at the same exact time.
I'm not going to give it to that. I hate it so much. It is, so it's a tie for me. I have a twosie.
Oh, can we do that? Because I actually had a tie also.
You can do a tie, yes, of course. If you have two that are equally relevant, yes.
So my tie is actually that dress, and then the teal dress that Suzanne wore at the beginning of the episode.
So that is my first one. That teal one that's got the one black lapel.
Oh, I loved it.
That goes
so
down
much.
the bow. That thing is so great. The other one I love Maryjo's black outfit at the same time. She kind of resembles a bellhop as well.
Yeah.
Like I really love that outfit. Like I think they're starting to dress her better until they start dressing her poorly again.
Well, they're trying to dress her, like an actual woman and not like a Little House on the Prairie character.
Maim, did you like this episode?
Yeah, a lot.
I like and don't like it. It is so disjointed. It
because it's not. I mean, remember, this episode is the Reggie Mac show. That's all this is. It has nothing to do with anything else on this show, but letting that actor be as funny and letting Suzanne's reactions be as funny as possible. That's the whole point of this whole thing. When I remembered as it started, I started getting so excited because I remembered like the piano. I remembered all of it. It all came rushing back to me, and I didn't even care. I was like, this is it, right? They could have taken that show and spun it off into another series at that point. Suzanne and Reggie Mac. Oh my lord.
Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
Hello, dear listeners. It is your favorite Auntie Maim. You can find
Auntie Maim.
Yeah, sure.
Not your favorite relation, just your favorite auntie.
I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. There's no rules here. So yeah, you can find me on the Instagram at Auntie_Maim. That's MAIM. You can find me on Twitter at Maim Ministry. You can find me in real life. I do perform in South Florida at the Villain Theater. It's an improvised comedy theater. You can find out more about them at villaintheater.com for tickets and information. On Thursday nights, you can find me at South Beach, Miami, hosting Amazing Colossal Karaoke, which is a little bit of a karaoke and cabaret show every Thursday night also. And I am one of the featured hosts of It's Happening Out, a weekly queer-focused entertainment show on the It's Happening Out network, which you can find on Apple TV, Google devices, all of that. Just look for It's Happening Out every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Yeah, that sounds like everything that I do right now at the moment. So how about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me on my social medias at Divine Miss Mims. Hey, Maim.
Yes?
Did you know that we have a Patreon?
Someone mentioned that earlier, but I don't remember who it was.
If you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
I do, yes.
It's called You Slay.
You slay me.
It's a Murder She Wrote.
Murder She Wrote?
Murder She Wrote podcast. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
What?
If you go to mimsandmaim.com, you can buy a shirt or a cup or a thing, a tchotchke, an item.
Not a tchotchke,
A
girl.
tchotchke, girl. Tchotchke. Oh, God. Well, Maim, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, everybody remember, like and subscribe us on all of the places you listen to your podcast. We would love to hear some of your reviews and feedback. It's always going to be good. Other than that, no, I don't got anything else.
I love how she waits till the very end where nobody listens to say that. Why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Good night, Mame.
Bye, y'all.